living things have to consume food, and for that it has been ever-changing as time goes by. Cultural practices, diets, age, and diseases are some factors that changes the gastrointestinal system in the present. It reflects the food chemistry that vertebrates have and allows scientists to know what have been consumed even if it dates back to the land before time. This meant that herbivore, carnivore, and omnivore have been living since then. The gastrointestinal tract consists of both upper and lower parts. The upper GI tract consists of the mouth, esophagus, stomach, and duodenum. The lower GI tract then consists of anus, rectum, colon, and cecum. For all vertebrates, the gastrointestinal system starts from the mouth, where chewing of the food takes place and will be swallowed and goes through the esophagus. The esophagus is then linked to the stomach where enzymes break down food further into smaller pieces. It then goes down into the smaller intestine, where water and digested nutrients will be absorbed into the bloodstream. Finally, moving on to the large intestine, the waste product will then be processed and let out into the world through the rectum. Let me use this presentation to bring you back in time, where we explore and rediscover how the gastrointestinal system had changed. In the present day, vertebrates have a lot of different gastrointestinal systems: monogastric, avian, ruminant, and pseudo-ruminant are the types of gastric that the vertebrates have. These gastrics serve differently in every animal. The term monogastric suggests that there will be only one stomach that's formed. Humans are a good example of vertebrates that are monogastric. Ruminants like cattle are polygastric. These herbivores have stomach with different chambers to break down the fibrous material through fermentation. Let's have a quick look into the ruminant's main digestive area, the stomach. They consist of the rumen, where fermentation takes place, the reticulum, the omasum, to the abomasum, the small intestine, the large, and lastly, the rectum and out into the open world. Let's have a quick peek into avian's gastrointestinal system. Avian has a different digestive system from both the mono and polygastric. They have a pregastric system, which consists of the crop, which is used to store food, that is present in most avian but not all, or rather some may have esophageal pouches, and the proventriculus is part of the pregastric system as well. The proventriculus is similar to the stomach in monogastric by having the enzyme to break down food matter. Instead of having an abomasum, avian have a ventriculus. The complex part of digestion occurs in the ventriculus, commonly known as the gizzard, seen in fish and reptiles. This muscular stomach has two orifices. One is connected to the proventriculus, which receives food, and the other is connected to the duodenum. The gizzard contains small tiny rocks that have continuous cycle of pushing the food back and forth to grind the food into smaller particulates before passing on to the duodenum. Another noticeable mention of the GI tract is the presence of ceca. It is located near the cloaca, where it will be the site of fermentation. Removal of it seems to affect some avian species, but not all. Now, let's travel back in time at about 65 million years ago. Carnivore giants at that time had small stomach. As being a meat eater, digestion of such material can be done so easily by the enzyme without having to have multiple gastric to ferment or to grind food. The small stomach is also located at the pubis area for the predator to be able to chase their prey efficiently. to modern days carnivore vertebrates like tiger, they have relatively small stomach as compared to their big body size. Avians had similar gastrointestinal system component as Seismosaurus and Siderosaurus. The crop and the gizzard. The crop still serves as the same function of having to store and soften food before transporting to the gizzard. The gizzard had stones because dinosaurs only have the ability to tear off plant material because of their sharp teeth. What differs the dinosaurs and the avian today is that they do not have the same types of gastrolife that were in them. Seismosaurus and Siderosaurus had polished gastrolife, and to compare in terms of body weight, the modern day avians had more gastrolife compared to the dinosaurs. Let's head back way further in time. How about the time before dinosaurs? The time before life on land were life underwater. That dates back to approximately 450 million years ago. Megalodon is always one of the ocean's biggest fascination. However, the time of its existence suggests that its diets were squids, octopus, and mollusks, and other vertebrates that existed. Being a huge carnivore that roamed the water, they had a similar gastrointestinal system as the modern-day sharks. The sharks will have food going in through the mouth and down the pharynx, into the esophagus, and into the stomach, where strong digestive juices will break down the prey. Before reaching the anus, the food will go through the spiral valve intestine, where absorption of nutrients takes place. The difference between prehistoric shark and modern day is that the regurgitation of undigested food. Small gastrolives were found in the prehistoric giants that were not present in the modern day sharks. The evolution of the gastrointestinal tract have convinced a lot of scientists that the changes occur as the diet changes, as it affects the biochemistry processes that occurs in the body. And with that being said, it leads to where we are today. Metabolic activity, amount of food consumed, were also part of the evolution of the gastrointestinal system. However, lampreys were said to be the ones who dominated the evolution of the gastrointestinal system. Evolution where simple digestive tract have esophagus, a tiny stomach, and intestine with spiral curtain partition. Have you seen the similarity now?